Hi, I'm Sally Inkster and I help new entrepreneurs find confidence through their own personal branding so that they can go out and show the world all about them and their business. And I'm reading a book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And because I love reading books, but I really do start a book and then I stop. So I'm going to talk about the book, each chapter, just as I go through, because number one, hopefully it will put it in a simple version, because sometimes I find books quite complicated to read, and hearing somebody else talk about it really helps. And for myself, teaching somebody else about a book is great. You will probably have read this book. I've read it a few times, but let's see if we just open up something new through this. So the book is all about what makes one person successful and another person not successful. They've read the same books, they have been to the same lectures, but one succeeds and one fails. The secret ingredients, when you look at it, is not knowing how to do something. It's actually doing it. And it comes down to our own personal philosophy. Now, when I read that word, it sort of put the fear of God into me, because my eldest daughter took A-level philosophy and I tried to help her revise. So I learned a lot about it. I would have failed the exam. She passed, because it's actually quite complicated. But this is really quite simple. It is just the concept that you know how to do something, you do it, but you keep doing it. And this is where the problem lies, because at the moment we live in a world that is all about instant gratification, likes, shares, comments, interest-free credit. We can get everything now when we want it. The problem with success is it doesn't happen overnight and you can't see it happening. If you think of Thomas Edison, I love his comment, because what he says is, I found 10,000 ways things didn't work, and then I found one way something did. Now, there's a story in the book that I really like that is about two frogs. You may know this story, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Two frogs who found their way into a dairy farm. And they found a pail of milk. They got into the milk and they drank it. It was delicious. It was going to cream, tasted lovely, and they filled themselves up so they were bloated. And they couldn't actually get out of that bucket of milk. And so they started panicking and they started swimming and they started padding around, and they did this and they couldn't find a way out. And there were the two frogs, and they were brothers. And one of them said, this is pointless. We are not being able to get out of here. I am fed up of trying. I am just going to drown. And he drowned. The other brother looked and thought, oh my God, I'll just keep going. Still thinking, was my brother right? Is this just completely futile? Should I just stop and drown? And he carried on and he carried on and he carried on. And he thought, oh, I'm just going to have to stop for a break. And when he stopped, he realised that actually he wasn't swimming anymore. He could stand up, and so he could leap out of the pail. And what he'd done, obviously, was turn the milk into butter. But he had no idea of that when he was doing it. Great story, love it. Anyway, this is the simple thing that the book is telling you, and this is in the first two chapters, that you have to choose positive things to do every day, which is really simple. That's really easy. But it's also really simple not to do them. And that first day, that second day, that first week, doing it or not doing it makes no difference. In that first year, that second year, it probably makes no difference. But all of a sudden, it's that compound factor, and it's made a huge difference. I hope that sort of makes a bit of sense, and I'll just carry on talking and working my way through the book.